Well, hello again and welcome to another episode of the Hyperion Adventures podcast. I'm Tom. As always, I'm with my gorgeous, wonderful, hardworking, intelligent, anniversary 11 wife and co-host Michelle.
Thank you. I was thinking maybe you were going to say like podcast loving.
Well, that would probably be a good one too. I don't plan these things out. I just kind of go into the riff and then I just see where it takes me. And sometimes it's good. Most times it's not.
No, it's always awesome.
But at least you're good. And that's the most important thing.
You're too sweet.
Thank you for joining us today. We are recording this episode on Sunday, June 6th, 2021. It is the second of our Double Episode Extravaganza. We're having a lot of fun bringing you a couple shows to this weekend.
Yeah.
I hope you're enjoying listening to both of them.
Right, we sure do. And it's really exciting. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, if you haven't listened already, if you haven't downloaded it, yesterday we did our Avengers Campus opening day recap.
Mm-hmm.
You want to find out everything we went through and all the experiences we had and what we thought of Avengers Campus, the brand new Marvel themed land at Disney California Adventure Park. Please go check that episode out.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we've given you some information that can, well, first of all, hopefully entice you to go because it's wonderful. But also some ideas of how to approach things and make it an awesome day.
Yeah. So we tell you what we thought about it and hope you'll check that out. But this weekend is a very special weekend for us because not only is it that we visited Avengers Campus on opening day, it also happens to be our third anniversary as a podcast.
Wow.
So we decided to split this up. So we didn't want to rush this whole episode and put all these things together or make it be like a 2.5 hour, 3 hour, like Avengers Endgame epic episode. Right. So we decided we do 2 episodes and then you can kind of listen to them at your leisure when you want to throughout the week.
Good idea.
Yeah. So hopefully that's what you're doing. Thank you for joining us today. In the future, you can find us most everywhere you get podcasts. However, the very best place to find us is on our own website, HyperionAdventurespodcast.com. And while you're there,
you can sign up for our newsletter. I don't know if you've heard that before.
Only, let's see, how many episodes did we do over the last year? 52 some episodes last year, plus many, many before that. So at least twice that, because we say it twice an episode. So at least 104 times over the last year. You've probably heard that, but
sign up.
Go ahead and sign up. Maybe if we get enough people to sign up, we won't be saying it as much anymore. But we appreciate those of you who have already signed up for it.
We've had a good turnout, and we do appreciate that.
Yes. So thank you very much. If you want to sign up for our newsletter, just go onto our website. There'll be all sorts of prompts that come up that you can possibly sign up for it. And it's just another way to kind of be involved in the Hyperion Adventures podcast world. We get a lot of stuff into you earlier than when we post it on social media or other avenues. The newsletter usually comes first.
Right. And sometimes we put information there that we don't share online either.
That is very true. That is very true. As I mentioned, we are on social media and we like to have a lot of fun out there on social media with a lot of you. If you're not following us yet, please find us on Twitter at Hyperion Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest at Hyperion Adventures Podcast. We do have a YouTube channel. Hopefully you're checking out some of these episodes on YouTube. You can find us there by doing a quick search for Hyperion Adventures Podcast. Hit subscribe and you know whenever we have a new video. And if you ever want to contact us for any reason, please hit us up at our Gmail account, HyperionAdventuresPodcast@gmail.com.
Right. We do love hearing from folks. And wow, this week's been an amazing week of hearing from people. So, but yes, if you want to reach out to us for anything, whether it's a question about something, giving us feedback or topic that you'd like us to explore, please do reach out to us.
Yes, please reach out to us. We just love hearing from you, just interacting with you in any way, whether it be through email, whether it be through the newsletter, whether it be through social media, whatever. We just love interacting with you. Now, today's show is going to be a little different than most of our regular shows because we pretty much did a regular show yesterday with our Avengers Campus recap where we had the Disney stories of the week. And so we're not going to be doing Disney stories this week. This is all going to be very self-indulgent. Not that every episode isn't already about us, but this episode, since we're celebrating our 3rd anniversary, is really going to be about us.
Well, you say it's about us, but it's really about the people who listen to our podcast, because if it wasn't for you all, we wouldn't be able to continue doing this. And we've just been so amazed by the love and the outpouring of support for our podcast that, we just can't thank you all enough.
Yeah. So we're going to have a lot of fun today, sharing this all with you, celebrating with you. I hope you're celebrating along with us because it's amazing. When we started this thing, we never knew where we'd be. 3 years out, would we still be doing this show? We're just be happy to do it.
Yeah.
But let's get right to it. Let's go ahead and kick off our 3rd anniversary celebration. Well, hello again, and welcome to another episode of the Hyperion Adventurers podcast. I'm Tom. As always, I'm with my Disney quick service restaurant loving wife, Michelle.
I was wondering if you were going to say something like eating. Talk about my
cheeseburger loving wife, Michelle.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, baby. These two are amazing and our most beloved performers.
Yeah, 2 of our favorite performers we've ever seen aboard a Disney cruise.
Hands down.
They are Sonia and Paul. Together, they make up Soul Duo. And we're so...
We didn't even rehearse that.
Yeah. We won't get it right ever again.
Thank you, guys. We're so happy to be here. Honestly, this is so exciting for us.
So what would be your 3 to 5 favorite things about being on a Disney cruise?
Let's see. Money.
I love it.
The things I have to deal with. Well, I think mostly the people we meet.
Yeah.
Because this stays,
Right.
we met you guys and we've been in touch and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Justin, Samantha, McKenna, Garrett, the Monday morning monorail crew is with us. Welcome to the Hyperion Adventurers podcast, guys.
Thank you so much. We're so excited to be with you guys.
Never have I ever scored 10 out of 10 on a Play Disney Apps trivia game.
I think that I can say Sam because I've only done it with help. I've never done it on my own, though. You just cheat like Dad does. Yeah.
I have legitimately gotten a 10 out of 10 first try. I know a lot of useless information about this. Okay?
We couldn't be more excited to bring on once again Keenan and Rachel from the Part of Our World podcast. Guys, welcome to the Hyperion Adventures podcast once again.
Good to be here again.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Very excited to talk Hamilton.
Yes.
It's a long time coming.
Oh,
I know.
Man.
And I was trying to explain. I was it's like rap, and it's about the revolution and Hamilton's life. And when you explain it, it is you just explain it with words. People are like, what?
Yeah, admittedly, the first time I heard it and she pitched it as it's like a rap Broadway musical that's about history. I'm like, okay. And I was in my car, so I put on the YouTube playlist for Hamilton and started with One Last Time. And I was like, yeah, this is great. The very next song was Satisfied. From that point on, I was hooked.
But we're so excited to finally, after we finally figured it out, where we could bring on Frank and Jen, Dillo's Diz from Theme Park Thursdays with Dillo's Diz. Guys, welcome to the Hyperion Adventures podcast.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much. I'm glad we can finally do this.
I know. It's
Awesome.
exciting.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so
You're talking to you guys.
Likewise.
Yeah.
This is a real nostalgic question here. All right.
Oh, that's added pressure.
I know. What was the original name of Walt Disney Enchanted Tiki Room at Walt Disney World?
No, I don't have it.
No.
I should have it,
All
and
right.
I don't have it.
Tropical Serenade.
Oh,
That was the original when it first opened. Yeah, that was
man. I feel so exposed.
Yeah. We're just being exposed for the frauds we are. Good thing we got all those plugs early on.
this is a universal podcast,
I
right?
know. SeaWorld.
That's right. That's what we've been devoted to. The SeaWorld podcast. Pat and Charles from the Conversations podcast have joined us once again. You may remember them. They joined us back on our 100th episode. We're so happy to finally have them back joining us.
Well, thank you very much. Fantastic to be here. Oh, it's always a great time. You guys are right down our alley when it comes to humor and adventure and all things Disney Star Wars related.
And they're really nice guys.
And they're nice guys. Well,
Wait a minute.
don't push it too far. Of course, we'll be connecting with you for the, as Disney Plus develops these pitches, right?
Yeah, exactly. Get the royalties all set up and yeah. But again, really, I truly appreciate all three of you for, putting up with the crazy idea that I threw at you, and you were really fun about it and did amazing. I have to say you did better than I expected. Not that I was saying.
I did better than she expected.
Not that
You
I'm
guys
saying
know.
that I didn't think you could do a good job, but you excelled at it.
I didn't have any faith in you at all, Tom.
It's like Bob is actually here. That's great.
Now you've got a glimpse into my life. Thanks for joining us for another adventure of the Hyperion Adventures podcast.
Making memories.
Taking pictures is making memories. Okay,
You can edit that out.
There's our song for the show. You're welcome. The very best place to find us is on our own website, HyperionAdventurespodcast.com. I don't even know the name of the show anymore. Well, that is a great one, that's for sure. I love that song very much. That is really well done.
Well, but she's number 5 villain.
Right.
So my number 5 favorite villain songs, meaning I like the song.
I knew there'd be 2 lists there. Somehow Michelle was going to figure out 2 lists.
It is so funny that we just happened to be talking about that randomly this morning when you happen to say, well, I know sometimes you totally don't even do 5A or B. You just come up with 2 lists. And I'm like, ooh, I did it again.
Never change, honey. It's awesome. I love that you had 2 lists. It's the best. Really. I love you so much. And
you do. Thanks for my
that is
putting
one
up
of the
with my
many
quirkiness.
reasons. That quirkiness is one of the many reasons why I do. And that's why many people do love her. So. That's it. Thanks for joining us. Another, wow. Boy, how many times have I locked this out? This is episode 119. Plus, there's been some extra bonus episodes that don't even count. I still can't get it right.
Right?
I still can't get it right.
No, you do great.
No, I don't know about that. I still can't get it right. Hope you sort of enjoyed that. Look back at a lot of the stuff that kind of happened this year. Actually, very little of the stuff that are going to happen this year, but
right.
A big long segment there. So hope you either skimmed through it or enjoyed it just as it was. So, yes, thank you for joining us for our 3rd anniversary show on the Hyperion Adventures podcast. See, I can get the name right occasionally.
Yay. You do get it right a lot.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Very much most of the time.
Most of the time.
99.9.
Most of the time it works every time. So a lot of stuff happened to us over the last year, and this is going to kind of we're going to talk a lot about what happened over the last year and kind of go through all that, and then eventually kind of look forward to what we have coming up in the next year, because we've got some interesting stuff that we have planned out for next year, and we hope you're going to all enjoy this and join along with us.
Yeah, it's exciting review of the past, but yeah, I think we got some really fun things happening in the future.
For sure. So, and when we started this show, and Michelle kind of addressed this a little bit at the beginning, we had no idea what was going to come of this show. We started it out, our family got tired of us and our friends got tired of us talking Disney to them all the time. So we're like, what can we do? Well, we'll just go ahead and put out this show, put it out there in the ether and see if anybody actually decides they want to listen to us do this podcast. And what do you know? We've actually found some great Hyperion adventurers who like to listen to us every week. Who would have thunk it?
I know. Really, I know I said it already at the opening. It's just really amazing and super wonderful people out there.
Yeah.
And really fun people to get to know and interact with. And it's just been way more than I would have ever dreamed.
Right. And as Michelle already addressed, this is a celebration of us, of doing this show for 3 years now, but it's a celebration of you too, because we all consider you part of our Hyperion Adventurer family, Hyperion Adventurer friends. We're just so happy to have you along with us and that you are what inspires us to do this week in and week out. And sometimes apparently 2 episodes in 1 week. So thank you so much. And one of the unexpected things that we found out from this is, and we've mentioned it several times throughout the last year and even in years before that we've made some incredible friendships that we never expected to have happen just from doing this show. We just kind of wanted to talk Disney, and we've made some really, really wonderful friends.
Right. So many great people. And, I know we've talked about this in the past too, that, as adults, you don't have the same methodology of making friends. You meet people at work, your neighbors, maybe some activities that people might, like hobbies or whatever. But I would never have guessed we were going to make so many really great friendships in this journey.
Yeah, we feel really blessed to know you all and to have gotten to know many of you over this last 3-year period and moving into our 4th year. It just really is what helps make this really a special thing. I mean, the biggest thing about this is that I get together with my wife, co-host, partner in Disney shenanigans every week, and we get to sit down and have fun for an hour plus and discuss this. Plus, this carries over during the week where we talk about topics, we talk about things we want to bring up on the show, revisit things that we've talked about in the past, and it's just been a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it's the best thing that I get to do each week. It's my favorite thing to do together. It's fun preparing for it, and like you said, it's interesting because we do talk during the week about things, but we never really give away what we're going to be presenting. And I think that's what's been kind of fun. At least, for me, I love hearing some of the things I wasn't expecting to come from you and really be amazed and wonderful and happy about it all.
Yeah, we try and keep it as spontaneous. I mean, occasionally things pop up during the week that we need to discuss outside of just the generic topic of what we're going to talk about. But we try and keep it fairly spontaneous whenever we record these shows. That way we might be surprised. We can laugh. We can, some of the funny things you heard about coming out there on that clip montage, is just stuff that pops up, out of the blue, that we're not expecting. So just kind of fun. So we have made some great friendships out there, and and we brought several of them on board. And one of our favorite friendships I think that we've made just within this last year was bringing aboard Sonia and Paul from Soul Duo that we met aboard the Disney Wonder on our Panama Canal cruise. And now we consider them, fairly, even though we've, outside of, we met them in person to begin with on the ship. We haven't, revisited that outside of just talking with them through social media or when they've come on our show, but we consider them close friends now.
Yeah. I mean, it's, within the Disney community, that's a wonderful thing is you get to, maybe talk to people with like interests, hear some performers on a Disney cruise ship, and we're not ones that I think would normally go out of our way, but they are such warm, wonderful people that they are welcoming people to interact and talk to them. And then, like you said, after the cruise, to be able to stay in touch with them, and then that they actually took the time to be on our show was really fun.
Yeah, we had a couple of wonderful conversations with them, and hopefully you'll go back and listen to those shows if you haven't already. Also, at the end of this segment of our anniversary, I'm going to play one of their songs that they had on one of our shows. So I hope you'll enjoy that as well. But that was one of the biggest surprises and one of the most special things I think that came out of this year. And it's been a crazy year. Yes. So, it's having some friendships and people to support you is really important.
Right at the start of the pandemic. I mean, that was, I guess, a shared experience is being on the Panama Canal cruise just as the pandemic was actually, blossoming. Yeah. And, having that shared experience of, kind of, we were all on that cruise ship together and there wasn't a lot of other outside interactions. And so I think more and more people did get the ability to meet people with like interests. But that happens everywhere. I mean, like when we were in line for trying to get into Avengers campus, and how there were some people around us that we were having conversations with. And it's just, great to have that community and it being spontaneous sometimes.
Yeah, I love the Disney community so much, for the most part. Positive energy, especially with for big events. We've done it at the D23 Expo, how the positive Disney energy is there. This line, even though we were waiting in line for hours and things were going wrong, there was still plenty of positive Disney energy within that line going to Avengers Campus. It's really one of the great things that have come out of this that we've been able to experience as a group for sure, and helped us through this last year plus, So we have made lots of great friendships, and many of them we've brought on our show over the last year. And we're going to hear from several people throughout this, whether they've been on the show or not, but just some great friendships. But I want to start with some of the people that have joined us within the last year on the show. And I'm going to start with the Morning Monorail crew, who we not only were they came on our show. As a matter of fact, we kicked off year 3 of the Hyperion Adventures podcast by having them. They were our first show of year 3, past the anniversary episode. But then they also joined them to be on their show and talk about Disney cruising, trying to sell them on eventually taking a Disney cruise. And so we've had a lot of fun with them. And we did get a message from the Morning Monorail crew. So let's hear from them real quickly.
Hello, Tom and Michelle. It's Justin Monorail from the Morning Monorail podcast. I just wanted to take a moment to send best wishes from the Monorail fam to the Hyperion fam. We love you guys so much, and we are so happy that we can celebrate this 3rd anniversary with you. Congratulations. You guys are doing a great job. For 3 years now, you've been putting out one of the best Disney podcasts available on the internet, and you just keep getting better and better. There's so many things we could list that we love about your show, but what is at the very core of it is the two of you, your passion, your positivity, your love. You add so much to the Disney creator community, Diz Twitter. Everything you touch just gets better. We are all better because we know you, because we get to be your friends, and because you put out this wonderful, amazing, beautiful podcast every Sunday. And as everybody knows, you are the first punch of the 1-2 punch that is the Hyperion Adventures podcast and the Morning Monorail when we drop on Mondays. You set them up, we knock them down. That's just how we do it, and we can't wait to keep doing that for a long time to come. So once again, congratulations, Tom and Michelle. We love you guys so much. I am so grateful I got to meet you all in person in the most magical place on earth, and I can't wait to just continue to have epic meetups for years and years and years to come. You all are the best. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to be part of this celebration. Cheers.
Cheers to you, Justin.
Cheers, yeah.
Thank you very much. Justin Monorail from the Morning Monorail crew. Of course, also Samantha, Garrett, McKenna.
Right.
We had a lot of fun with all of them this year, and they're just really special people. And he's exactly right. We've said it before. We are the 1-2 punch of Disney podcasts. We set them up on Sundays. They knock them down on Mondays. Apparently this week, since we did a 2 episode, it's we kind of set them up twice and then knock them down. Right.
Yeah.
So. And they have a very special episode coming up here in a week or so that they're going to be actually relaunching sort of even though they've been kind of still doing their podcast, really seriously relaunching their show. So definitely check them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great people. Thank you so much. And thanks for the wonderful compliments. Really appreciate that.
Right. It was,
sweet.
Yeah. And we were thrilled that we got to meet Justin in the parks on our last Disney trip. He's a great guy. They're a great family. Please follow. Find them out on everywhere. If you want to find them on social media, they're at Morning Monorail on Twitter. I think they're at Morning Monorail pretty much everywhere. So definitely check them out. So another couple of people that we had on the show that were great Disney people that we had a lot of fun with, and you probably heard a little bit of it within that clip show, that montage that we started off the show with, is Frank and Jen from Dillo's Diz from Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz.
So wonderful.
once again, we had another Michelle game show hostess with the mostest moment with them as we brought them along to do a little trivia that we all failed miserably at, you know. And they also, even though despite Michelle completely embarrassing all of us, they still welcomed us on board their show to talk about Disneyland pockets, and we were thrilled to do that as well.
Yeah, they are so fun and you know, gracious to put up with some of our shenanigans, and you know, and I didn't mean to make the trivia really hard, but as I was going back to the questions, I was like, those were hard. I was tough on that group.
They weren't that hard. We just failed. It was an epic fail for sure, but we had a lot of fun, and then we did get a message from Frank and Jen. Let's go ahead and listen to them right now.
All right, Jen, are you ready?
I'm never ready for this.
Listen, last time we were on the Hyperion Adventures podcast, Michelle just destroyed us with Disney trivia.
She's a trivia queen. What do you expect? Of course she's going to.
And so I have my Disney trivia book here. So I'm going to challenge you a little bit. This June, on June 21st, is the Rocketeers' 30th anniversary. So I have a whole Rocketeer section right here.
Oh, well, I've already failed.
What is the name of the rocket pack developed by Howard Hughes that everyone is searching for?
The Rocketeer.
I'm not giving out the answer here on the Hyperion Adventures podcast. 3rd anniversary, Tom and Michelle. Not only is it the 30th anniversary of the Rocketeer this month, it is your 3rd anniversary. We can't believe it has come so quickly.
I feel like these years are passing me by. I feel like it was just yesterday that it was your 2nd anniversary.
You guys have been putting together a fantastic string of episodes lately with Disneyland's reopening and the Disney Wish. And now Disneyland is expanding into letting visitors from all over come. So it's a big month for you guys. It's a big 3rd anniversary. You know we love you both. You know we can't wait to get destroyed in trivia again. And anytime you want to talk more about Disney pockets, especially Disneyland pockets, the door is always open.
And now that Disneyland's door is open, I think it's time for the Dillos to infiltrate.
It might be before the 4th anniversary. Let's hope.
Okay, let's make that a goal. Before Tom and Michelle's Hyperion Adventures podcast. We need to learn your wedding anniversary, I think, so we don't get confused with the 2 anniversaries. But before the next anniversary, we need to get to Disneyland. Can we do it?
It must be done.
Yes.
We make no guarantees. Theme Park Thursday with Dillos this. Happy anniversary, Tom and Michelle. Here's to another fantastic year and many more years to follow.
Happy anniversary. We're so happy for you. We love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.
That was awesome. They are amazing. Just love them so much. Love their show. Their show has so much energy and fun. And it was so sweet that they said all those nice things. And please make that goal happen. We are ready. Yeah. We are ready to be your tour guides, your personal VIP tour guides here in Disneyland, California.
Yeah. Come on out to Dillos. We want to have you out here and explore everything that is Walt's original dream park, Disneyland, and of course Disney California Adventure Park as well. So we're excited. But thank you guys.
Yeah,
that's a very sweet message. And yeah, of course, we will be having you back on the show when you're ready for Michelle to again destroy us all in trivia.
No, I won't do that again.
And anytime you want to talk about Disneyland pockets, we would be happy to come aboard your show as well. But yeah, please follow Dillos Diz. You can find them pretty much everywhere. The Theme Park Thursday, and they're at Dillos Diz, Dillos with an S, Diz with a Z. Check them out because they're some of the best people that you'll find in the Disney community.
Oh, for sure. Very, very cool. And they have some amazing guests come on their show.
Oh, yeah.
Like, wow, you all blow it out of the park with having special people on there. And yeah, check out their episodes. They're amazing.
Yeah, they're a great group of people. And so Frank and Jen, thank you again. So, during this journey that we've been on, we've already been downloaded tens of thousands of times, which I told you, like that's incredible to us considering where we started this show and what we thought might come with this. We didn't know if anybody would ever listen to us. And now that we've had tens of thousands of downloads, it's pretty amazing to us. We've been downloaded in every state within the United States, over these last few years.
Thank you for those few states from our second anniversary that were
I think it was
holdouts.
Only Vermont, I think, was the only holdout last time, but we finally hit Vermont as well. So thank you to everybody that's downloaded us throughout the states. And it's great because we've made friends through the show for places throughout all the different states. And one of those who's been a really great supporter of our show, I believe he lives in the North Carolina area. At least in the Carolina area, and we've tried to get him on the show in the past, and unfortunately our schedule didn't work out, but we're working on more plans, possibly maybe October again, to kind of do that thing that we are talking about where we do our top 5 rock and roll Disney moments, because he's a rock and roll kind of guy. I'm talking about Tombstone Josh of the Disnoids podcast. You can find him on Twitter at Tombstone Josh, and he wrote us a nice little message. So Michelle, why don't you tell the listeners what Tombstone Josh wrote us.
All right. So he says, hello, my friends. Tom and Michelle, wowie zowie. 3 years. That is phenomenal. I give you all the props and admiration on the incredible milestone. You all are the benchmark. Your show breaks the mold in the best way. Your ability to constantly create good content is refreshing and rare, especially in the Disney podcasting realm. Your passion and believability never ceases to amaze me. When I turn on your show, it's like an instant shot of joy. Keep up the great work. Thank you for your friendship, your love, and most of all, the smiles you give me from listening to your show and interaction on Twitter. Stay awesome, stay metal. Yeah.
That's such a Tombstone Josh thing to say. Thank you, Josh.
Oh, yeah.
We really appreciate your friendship, and we are going to get you on the show. I promise you that this is going to be the year that you're coming on the show.
Definitely. Sorry that we've had some challenges with our schedules when we were trying to, work that through before. But, I mean, he is, yes, he's heavy metal and everything, but he is the most lovable person and just really fun to interact with. And thank you so much for taking the time to write such sweet things.
Yes, really appreciate it, Josh. So thank you again, and we're looking forward to more interaction. And yes, coming up this Rocktober is the plan for right now. We're going to try and get him on, and we're going to do those top 5 Disney rock and roll moments.
Yes.
So that'll be a lot of fun. So, but not only in the U.S., we've been downloaded in like 100 countries, but it's probably more than 100 countries around the world at this point. I've lost track because there's been so many countries that we've been downloaded, and that is even more incredible to us, that not only do the people are downloading us here within the United States, but around the world that people are finding this show, and I think that's spectacular. And we made some friendships with some people even in other countries, including across the pond. We were just sent a message to celebrate the Great British Mickey Waffle, their second anniversary. We sent them a message celebrating them, and they were kind enough to reciprocate. Let's hear from them.
Hi, Tom and Michelle. I'm John from the Great British Mickey Waffle. Thanks for all you've done in actually giving us that little sound and that taste of Disney magic from the US. It's kept us all going across here in the UK. So on your 3rd year of podcasting, a massive congratulations. We love listening to your show, and we'd love to get back to the place that we all love.
So thank you again. That's Claire here from the Great British Mickey Waffle. We absolutely love the diversity and the variety of your show. There's so many fantastic things that we've listened to over the last 3 years, and I cannot wait to hear what's coming next. It's like a selection box of fantastic information about Disney. So thank you so much. And congratulations.
It's Ben here from the Great British Mickey Waffle. Just want to say a huge thank you to Tom and Michelle. You've done an amazing job. 3 years. Time has flown by. It's just thank you for all the support that you've shown us. And your show is amazing. And we can't wait to hopefully meet up with you one day in a Disney park.
Hello, it's Becca here from the Great British Mickey Waffle. It's been great fun listening to your podcasts over the past 3 years, and I'm looking forward to listening to many more in the future.
So congratulations to Hyperion Adventures podcast. Tom and Michelle, you are absolutely fantastic. So well done. From the Great British Mickey Waffle.
Hey, waffle on.
Hey Michelle and Tom, it's Jacqueline from Pixie Dust PhD. I want to wish you huge congratulations on 3 years of Hyperion Adventure podcast. You are both such kind, genuine, funny people, and I love hearing from you every week. I've learned so much Disney history from you both and laughed and cried along for all of your top 5 lists, which of course are always more than 5. You're the best kind of Disney connoisseurs. You know so much about Disneyland, Walt Disney World, and the Disney Cruise Line, and you aren't afraid to share to make everybody else's experiences better. I haven't been with you for all 3 years. I'm a bit on the newer side, but I'm so happy to have found you. I especially can't wait to dig into your archive and get all of the Disneyland tips from you both over the next few months while I am planning my very first Disneyland trip as an adult. You both add so much joy and value to the Disney community, and I am happy to have found you in our little corner of the internet. Congratulations again on this anniversary, and here's to many more.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
Yeah, so sweet.
Very sweet.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah, please find her on YouTube. She again, if you have any interest in I mean, she does other stuff too, but especially DVC stuff. Great videos, really informational, fantastic stuff. Definitely go check her out, and you can find her on Twitter at Pixie Dust PhD. I believe she's also that on Instagram and other sites as well. But Pixie Dust PhD as well on YouTube. But she's a sweet person.
Yeah, really. And thank you for taking the time to send us a message. That was so awesome. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, and if you're going to Disneyland, let us know, Jacqueline, because we will be happy to. Again, maybe the Dillos can come too. We're really happy to have a good time with you all. Yeah, for sure. Definitely an epic meetup for sure. So, meanwhile, we also had the newsletter. It was the second year of the newsletter this last year. And as we've already discussed many times, that Hyperion Adventures newsletter has continued to grow. We received a lot of input to the show through that newsletter. We've got information out to you through that newsletter. And we've had a lot of fun with that. And, the input is the biggest thing that we like to get out of the newsletter. And we've gotten a lot of that. And one of the people that have come on and given us a lot of input over this last year is Sarah Grace Kaiser. And I believe that she's sent us a message as well.
Yes, she did. A very sweet message. She wrote, "Happy 3rd anniversary, guys. Your show has helped me through some stressful times these last few months, from a certain pandemic, missing Disney, to dealing with a death in my family 2-ish years ago. You've lifted my spirits every single week. I first listened one night as me, my mom, and our new puppy Blue all huddled in a bathroom with no power, we used candles, and listened to your Disneyland for Disney World fans. I think that's the name. You brought us hope and courage during a stressful tornado. I love you both, and I consider you all part of my family each and every week. Here's to another 3 years of magic."
That is a very, very sweet message.
Yes,
Thank you, Sarah Grace.
Man.
That is really nice. It's hard to believe that we are there to, that someone has made it through something like a tornado or tough times, like someone dying in their family or whatever. And we've been there to help you, but we're honored that we have filled that role within your life.
Exactly. Honored to be a part of that. Everybody has issues. We've gone through tragedy, and we know how helpful it is to have some spark there. And like Tom said, we're honored to be a part of that and a part of your life, and we feel you're part of our family.
Yes. So thank you, Sarah Grace. We hope that you continue to give your input to the show, because we love your participation, as Michelle just mentioned. And if there's anything you need from us, if there's any way we can help when times are low, and that goes for everybody out there, we are happy to be there for you and do whatever we can, because we love you all.
Right, exactly.
So thank you, Sarah Grace. We continue some other friendships with some other wonderful people, including one who is really great on social media and does some really great things in the community. And that is Jocelyn, who you can find on Twitter at DisneyGratitude1. Drop the E at 1. Definitely check her out. I think that she's and her daughter have been hit tough, as they had this big thing where they were going to be doing like this bucket list year this year, and then the pandemic hit, so they kind of but still, she still remained warm, sweet, and she sent us a really nice message.
Hi, Tom and Michelle. It's Jocelyn from Disney Gratitude 1 on Twitter, and I just had to say happy 3-year anniversary. Thank you for the past 3 years. They have been incredible. Your podcast brings so many smiles, so many laughs, even happy tears sometimes. But we love listening to you guys, and we can't wait to see where all the years ahead bring you guys. So Hope you're doing great. And again, happy anniversary.
So thank you so much. That was such a warm wish. We really appreciate it. And we are big fans of yours.
Oh, yeah.
And talk about gratitude. You set the bar that we try to achieve, and thank you so much for all your love.
Yeah, we talk about great people on the Disney community. Jocelyn is one of the best,
right?
For sure.
Exactly.
So definitely check her out at Disney Gratitude 1. Drop the E, add a 1. Definitely check her out. So we've also made a bunch of wonderful new friends this year, which is a lot of fun. That every year we've kind of added to this friend list, and we have some really cool ones out there. And we've even made some great friends out of the Star Wars community. And one of those is a really funny and talented person. That's Cam Ray.
Hey, Tom and Michelle, it's Cam from Cam Ray Semi Productions.
And Bub, the monkey lizard.
Yes, and my pet monkey lizard, Bub.
I am not a pet.
Yes, you are. Guys, I just wanted to tell you, happy anniversary. 3 years of doing your podcast. That's awesome.
Amazing.
The Hyperion Adventures podcast was the first Disney podcast I started listening to. I love you
born in
guys.
Disney.
You're just always full of positivity. You always put a smile on my face.
Mine
and we can
too.
always use some more positivity in this crazy world we live in.
Hear, hear.
So from Bub and I,
It's Bub and me.
Okay, whatever.
Involved nut.
So from Bub and me, happy anniversary, and here's to 3 more years.
Happy anniversary, Tom and Michelle.
Now,
bravo.
Yes.
Bravo.
Now,
That's awesome.
I knew Cam Ray was a friend of ours and a listener to the show,
Right.
but I didn't know Bub was a listener
I
to the
know.
show.
Wow.
He was such a big fan. That's pretty impressive.
I know.
I'm pretty happy.
That's pretty awesome.
I didn't know we could put a smile on Bub's face, but to hear that we were able to do that's high praise right there for sure.
Most definitely.
Definitely find Cam on social media. He puts out hilarious videos,
Oh my God.
and also he does a lot of different fantastic stuff.
Right.
He's at Cam Ray. Definitely check him out.
I mean, the talent, first of all, that he brings to everything he does is just so impressive. But the creativity is mind-boggling. I the way his mind works is wonderfully
As you can just hear.
entertaining.
Yeah.
Yes. So check him
so
out for
good.
sure.
Yeah, definitely check out Cam Ray. So thanks, Cam, again. Really, really appreciate it. Another trio who have been amazingly supportive to us over the last several months is Hakuna Matande. That is Michael, Kelsey, and their daughter Chloe. They've done, it's just amazing how supportive they've been over these
Yes.
last few months. And we really, really appreciate their input on the show. And they've brought us up and promoted us on Instagram
I
and
know.
everything.
So sweet.
We appreciate them so much. And they also sent us a note. They wrote us a note, Michelle.
Yeah, it's a wonderful note. It said, "We would like to congratulate you on your 3rd anniversary. This is an incredible milestone, and we want to show our appreciation for all the hard work you've put towards making a fun, family-friendly, and informative show. Any and all Disney lovers would fall in love with you two and highly benefit from listening to your show, as you two share such a positive outlook, are so sweet towards one another, and are extremely passionate about all things Disney. From the parks, cruise lines, musicals, movies, and everything in between, you two always deliver such fun content. We're so glad to have discovered the Hyperion Adventures podcast, and your show greatly helped us cope with difficult and uncertain times. You provided us an escape from the drama that was 2020 as we left the chaos of the outside world and entered a safe and comfortable world of Disney discussions through listening to your show. We love hearing about your personal experiences at Disney or on the cruises and your opinions of all Disney news. We have also learned so much about the history of Disney and are more motivated than ever to finally visit Disneyland. Happy 3rd anniversary, and we wish you many more years of podcasting. We sure are grateful for you. We also definitely can't wait to meet you one day in the parks. Love, Michael, Kelsey, and Chloe, a.k.a. your Disney pals, Hakuna Matande. P.S. Real men do love Frozen.
Yeah. By the way, he sent a picture with that, or he looked like he was trying to send a picture with that, and unfortunately it didn't come through, Michael and Hakuna Matande. So if you get the chance, I'd love to see what that picture actually was.
Yeah.
So please send that to us. But thanks, guys. your support has been so special to us over the
Right.
last several months. You are wonderful people. And yes, this is going to be a common theme throughout these. We cannot wait to meet you in the near
Yeah,
future.
that would be fun. It totally would be fun. And yes, Tom said, we appreciate your interactions and participation in the show.
Yeah, you always come through, and we just can't say enough great things about you. So thank you. And we look forward to even more coming up in year 4. And one thing that he mentioned, and I think it's been a theme running through this, and it's good because this is kind of the message we try to put out there for everyone, is positivity. We're so happy that is something that is coming across in this podcast, because that's what we want to be. We want to be the positive Disney podcast. There's enough negativity in the world. We want to always spread as much positivity as possible. So we're so happy that that's coming across. And, one of our favorite people and a former guest on this show has written us a couple times to say that we've helped him during some trying times, that because of our positivity, some things that we've brought out, some stories that we've told, that has been very helpful to him. And that is Tony, the Disney dad, from the once was the Disney Discussions podcast. Still hoping someday maybe the Disney Discussions podcast will come back. But we never know. When his sons, Sparrow and Stitch, great kids. Their whole family is excellent. And Tony was nice enough to send us a message as well.
Happy 3rd anniversary, Tom Michelle, on the Hyperion Adventures podcast. This is Tony, the Disney dad from the defunct Disney Discussions podcast. Your show is the best Disney podcast out there. We look forward to listening to it every week. I'm so happy it's there every week for us. Even when you guys are on vacation, magically shows up here. We were fortunate to be on an episode of your show. We had so much fun doing that, and you guys contributed to our show. And that's one of the best things I found about doing a Disney podcast is the community out there. And you guys have a great community, and you encourage that. You have such enthusiasm and love for Disney and each other that it comes through your show and really makes it the best. The positivity you guys have, always looking for the bright side of things, is really what this world needs. And your show is changing lives one listener at a time. I know personally there have been episodes or even tangents on a show that have just hit me at the right time. So keep it up. Be encouraged. You guys are doing a fantastic job. And I hope one day we're able to meet in Disney World or Disneyland and be able to go on some rides and just to talk to each other in person. But keep it up. Congratulations. I hope your show goes on for many, many more years.
Thank you so much, Tony.
Yeah, that's so wonderful and so sweet. You're such a special person. You've shared some things with us that we are such admiring fans of things that you do in your personal life, and we have such high regard for you.
Highest regard for Tony and what his family is doing and the things that they do, and just as they are as people. They are wonderful people and have been supporters of our show from early on.
Exactly.
And we just can't say enough great things about you. And yes, Tony, you just let us know when you're going to be back.
We will be there.
We're going to connect with you sometime in the near future in the Disney parks. But, you calling us the best Disney podcast is super ridiculously high praise that we can't possibly live up to, but we really, really appreciate
Definitely.
it. So thank you very much. But I'm so glad that most than anything, like I've mentioned it already, positivity. We know that there's plenty of places you can go to get clicks, to, go visit and hear negative things about Disney or the world or whatever. But especially this last year, positivity is something that we want to make sure that we're putting out there. And so we're glad that this is coming through many of these people that you've heard, send us messages on this show.
Well, and it kind of shows too that you all feed us positivity back. And so that's really what really drives us, really makes us encouraged and feel supported. We feel like this community embraces us, and it's so, I know I keep saying this, we're so appreciative.
Right. So appreciative. So thank you so much for everybody out there who helped us throughout this 3rd year.
Helped us.
Yeah, exactly. Your positivity coming back to us helps us put more positivity back out in the community on our own side. And we appreciate you so very much. So that was year 3. What do we have coming up in year 4 of the podcast? Now as we're moving into that, well, we have lots of stuff planned for this year. And so much stuff that could happen this year. We're looking forward to it. We don't know how we're going to shuffle it all, but we're going to try to do our best. But we can start with, in a couple couple of weeks here, we are going to be joined by a couple of our wonderful friends it's been almost a year since we've connected with them, at least on the show, and we're looking forward to bringing them back on here in a couple of weeks. And that is Keenan and Rachel from Part of Our World podcast. You can find them on Twitter at POOW podcast. Find them on Part of Our World podcast on Instagram, all the socials. They're great people. They came on with us last year and did our Hamilton show.
Yes.
They did a Hamilton show with us. We went on their show, did a
part
Hamilton
1 and part
show.
2.
Right.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun. And although they're both incredibly busy, and unfortunately Rachel wasn't able to be a part of this message, Keenan did take the time to send us a quick little message for this year.
Hi, Tom and Michelle. This is Keenan, one half of Part of Our World podcast. And as you guys know, and this is true for many people, of course, but this year has been absolutely insane for us, so much so that we had to put our podcast on hiatus. And I'm just really grateful that during that downtime, we have remained friends. We've stayed in contact with each other. We're actually planning on hopefully doing a show together soon, and even better, finally meeting up at the parks this year is in the books. So very excited. And yeah, we're just so thankful for our friendship with you both and cannot wait to meet up, and am so happy for you for this anniversary, and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much, Keenan. We really appreciate it. We love you and Rachel. We are looking forward to an upcoming episode too, as well as, hopefully, fingers crossed, that we can meet up at a park too. But you all have been great supporters of ours. You interact with us even outside of the show. And you're great supporters, and we certainly appreciate that.
Yeah, we're honored to call you friends,
yes.
Both of you, and, both on the show and off of the show. You are great people. If you don't know, Keenan and Rachel, they're both teachers, so they've been extremely crazy. It's been if you're wondering why their show went on a little bit of a hiatus, it's because what they're going through right now, trying to teach in this weird virtual world that we're going through right now, this pandemic world, has been really tough on them. So they've kind of had to slow things down a little bit, but we're hoping they're going to come back and have more shows. But they're definitely joining us on our show here in the next couple of weeks. As a matter of fact, we're looking to talk with them about our 5 favorite comedic Marvel moments, which will be a lot of fun with those two for sure. So
wonderful. Thank you again for your very kind words and for taking the time to send us that message.
Yeah. So thanks, guys. As you heard Keenan mention there, meeting up in the parks, well, that's been a semi-common theme. We've talked about it already on this show, coming up through all these messages. And we hope to do a lot of that coming up here in year 4. We think we're going to have opportunities. Last year was a bit tough because we couldn't get to the parks, couldn't travel. This year, we think some things are going to open up, and we're going to find more opportunities to meet with a lot of you when we're out in the parks here in the future. One that we definitely have plans, or at least we're working on plans for that right now, is to meet with a couple of people in about a month from now up at Disneyland who have been possibly, arguably the biggest supporters of our show since the beginning. We've had them on our show a couple of times. They're the sweetest, most wonderful people. And what we're talking about here is Camille, Jonathan, and Lorelai Cotton. They are just the best people.
Oh yeah, they are. They are so warm. Talk about positivity. They are just the living legend of that. And they are so sweet and caring individuals, and they share that with us. And we cannot wait to meet up soon.
Yeah. So that may be our first in year 4 of this podcast. It's looking like that might be our first meetup at the parks with somebody. And they happen to send us a message as well.
Well, hello again, and welcome to another year of the Hyperion Adventures podcast. I'm Jonathan. With me is my gorgeous, intelligent Hyperion Adventures podcast loving wife, Camille.
Oh, thanks, sweetie.
We're so glad that you joined us this week, and in the future you can find us anywhere podcasts are found.
But the very best place to find us is on our own website. And while you're there, you can...
Tom and Michelle, congratulations on another year of the show. We absolutely love the podcast and love you both. Normally listening to new episodes is a weekly tradition for us, but for the last year and change of pandemic, it's become a daily tradition as we re-listen to old episodes during our lunch breaks and in the evenings. It's just added so much magic to our days, We appreciate both of you so much.
We have so loved listening to your cheerful voices these last few years and feel like we've really gotten to know you, even though we haven't met you in person. We've had the privilege of joining your podcast a couple of times, and we can't wait to meet you in person, hopefully at the Top of the World Lounge.
Well, that's all the time we have left on the Hyperion Adventures podcast. We hope to spend some time with you next week, but until then, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Camille.
We hope you have a magical week.
Bye.
Bye. Avenger's not there.
Oh my gosh, they're the best.
Oh, really. I want Lorelai every episode
we
to
should
talk about signing up for the newsletter. I don't know if we can afford her, but she's just a doll.
She is our cutest Hyperion adventurer by
gosh.
far. It's hands down. It's not even a contest.
Yes,
she is the
yes.
cutest for sure.
And I noticed something when I was looking up something recently talking about a dance off with Lorelai, and that we would never win because she is the best dancer.
She is, for
She's
sure.
adorable.
For sure.
Jonathan, Camille, you all are the most loving family that we could ever imagine. And we think so much of you, and we pull so much positivity from you that it really is an incredible situation that we are blessed to have known you.
Yeah, and can't wait to get to know you more here very soon in person. We're so excited about that. And by the way, I think I need to get Jonathan to be doing our open and close for this show because he does a much better job of it than I do. For sure.
He is pretty talented
He's
there.
pretty talented. So good. So as far as some other things that we have working on for this next year, well, we're hoping to get more guests. We kind of got away from bringing guests on because it was just trying to work through all this and some things we had going on and everything. We brought some people on, but we didn't do as much as we wanted to. I think we're going to try and get more guests on as far as other podcasts, but also I'm going to continue to work to try and get some bigger name guests on the show as well. So we're going to continue to hopefully do that in year 4.
Right. I mean, it's been a challenge for a lot of people. And, some of the things that, we talked about Soul Duo, that, there are some talent from the cast member pool that, have had some challenges this year as well. So we're looking forward to, as things are opening up more and returning to whether it's the new norm or, how things were in the past. We are looking forward to having those interactions again.
For sure. So we're going to strive for that, try and bring you more big guests. But of course, we're going to have as many diverse topics as we possibly can throughout the year, just like we did last year, because we've had a lot of fun with that and you have responded to it as well.
Yeah.
So we like that. We are going to be doing another Hyperion Adventures Disney Hall of Fame again. So we'll be starting that up in the next few months as far as getting nominations for that. And that'll be a lot of fun as well. Those are always great. We get a lot of great input from you all.
Right. Great participation from you all. Thank you.
We do have plans right now for a lot of things to do this year. We've already mentioned them a little bit. We have plans right now to be at Walt Disney World on October 1st for the 50th birthday of Walt Disney World. That's going to be exciting. We do have a very merry time cruise scheduled. We'll actually be waking up aboard the Disney Fantasy on Christmas Day. We'll tell you all about that when that's done. We have plans to hopefully go to Star Wars Celebration in May. And there'll be lots of other things that might happen around within the year. Trips to Disneyland, trips to Walt Disney World. You never know what might pop up as things begin to gradually open more up for us.
Right. And as we've been in a year where, the movie industry was very much impacted. Now we're starting to see more and more things come out and exciting movies coming out. Obviously, a lot of fun things on Disney Plus. We're looking forward, even just this week, Loki starts. We're so excited about that. We love to hear and talk to you all about some of those things as well. And it's going to be a fun year.
And we always want, if there's topics that you'd like us to discuss, please hit us up with them, because we are always looking for more topics and we want to be able to put out episodes that you specifically enjoy.
Right.
So,
if there's something you're interested in.
Right. Let us know. And again, we when we do all these trips, we bring you all along with us, and whether we're meeting you out there or whether we come back and tell you all about them, what our experiences were, because we like to share that with you because you are part of our Hyperion Adventurers family.
Exactly.
So speaking of part of our Hyperion Adventurers family, we have plans coming up here in just a couple of weeks to meet up with some of our family. And that includes Rob and Kim LeBerry from the Jedi Temple Archives podcast and the Hoopty Duo Review Show podcast. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to connect with them this time, but Pat and Charles from the Conversations podcast, we're going to miss them a little bit, but we're hoping to connect with them sometime more this year. And we're always chatting with them anyways.
Such wonderful people. All 4 people now that you've mentioned there in that group are such special people. We feel really honored that we, got to know you through this community, got to meet with you all. You're amazing in person as well. And we're looking forward to, like Tom said, more and more actual getting together.
Right. And they have all combined to send us a message. Now, I have not listened to this yet. So I'm going to brace us for what it could be.
Time.
I don't know what this is going to be, but it's knowing that group of guys and Kim, this could be very interesting. So brace yourselves. Here is Rob, Kim LeBerry from the Jedi Temple Archives podcast and Pat and Charles from the Conversations podcast.
Hey there, Tom and Michelle. This is Rob LeBerry from the Jedi Temple Archives podcast, and I just wanted to wish you guys a very happy 3rd anniversary for Hyperion Adventures. And to help me do that, I have a couple special guests that I will let introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Pat, and this is Charles from Conversations.
You said it all.
I did.
Okay.
Well, here we are.
Who talks first?
Thanks for having us on, Rob.
So happy anniversary, guys.
Yes, very, very happy anniversary. And what a fantastic celebration it must be. And for a great show and great people, congratulations.
Yeah, and I think we wanted to just take a few minutes to highlight a few of our favorite episodes and tips from your 3-year run. Certainly, with that much time under your belt, there's quite a few to choose from. And I guess I'll lead it off. Certainly, Tom, you always say Michelle has the best tips, and her tip to look up when in the parks is amazing. Although I question how inspired it is, because I've got to believe 4-foot-tall Michelle is always looking up. So I think it's just common sense for her.
I can't believe you said it.
That's courtesy of Kim.
Okay, all right. I have to agree. Being not tall myself, I would have to agree with Michelle's tip.
And my favorite tip actually comes from Tom, and that is hydration. It's amazing how well that comes in handy. And we're not just talking water. There's a multitude of ways of keeping hydrated while in the parks, especially at Walt Disney World, where you can get a variety of other drinks that aren't water or soda.
Well, and even at Disneyland when you're constantly crying.
That's true. Now, I don't know how the blue milk became an alcoholic, but that's his problem. So we did enjoy a couple of those with them there, and I appreciate his tip. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, and I think we all learned something about how to do our episodes in order to get maximum traction, right? So we now know that everything needs to be a top 5, where we start at 11C. And we also know that if you throw K-pop into anything, it's going to be a winner.
If my daughter's a litmus test, it's a slam dunk.
And if you can throw in Frozen references in Star Wars, that'll also be guaranteed you, especially with Tom. He'll multiple download those episodes.
I thought his Real Men Love Frozone t-shirt was genius. It's Real Men Love Frozen. Yeah. Is it Frozone or Frozen?
Frozine.
Why would he... So yeah, Tom and Michelle, we could definitely go on for hours just talking about all the funny little tidbits that we've gleaned from your podcast and all the things that we appreciate about it. But I definitely hope that you guys have many more years of success to come. And Kim and I are so excited to be able to hang out with you guys in just a couple weeks down in Orlando. So certainly wonderful friends, and we love you both so much.
Furthermore, I hope that you guys have several more years of good quality, entertaining content, because we love listening to it, and we love the friendship that's developed because of this connection through podcasting.
And my beginning of the weeks on Monday mornings wouldn't be complete.
So don't worry about it.
My Monday mornings wouldn't be complete without having Tom and Michelle fill the car with fun, heartwarming, laughter-inducing content about Disney every day, every Monday, and I'm so thankful for it, not only having met you guys in person, but also listening to you guys once a week on a great show. Thank you for doing it, and can't wait for the next 3 years.
Yeah, what he
Oh
said.
my God, that was amazing.
Oh, those yahoos.
Yeah, I love it. I don't know why we're not having them on our show more often. They are hysterical.
Yeah, they're just such good friends.
Yeah,
all of them. I consider them such dear friends.
Yeah, so sweet.
It's
Yes,
so nice that
they
say
are.
those great things and have a little fun at our expense.
Definitely. Love it. Love it. Yeah, no, that was fabulous. Well, first of all, thank you all for combining and doing a wonderful little montage there, your own, that we really appreciate and loved. And again, you are super special people. You all have great sense of humor and awesome talent. We love your podcasts as well. And just can't say enough about them.
Yeah. Check them all out at GATA Podcast on Twitter and at Swations, also on Twitter for Conversations. They're just great. They're just the best people.
Oh, yeah.
We love you dearly. Thank you so very much. And Kim wasn't part of that show, but we love Kim as well.
She was
Rob's
in spirit.
wife.
We
Yes,
could
she
tell.
was
Yes.
with a little 4-foot Michelle joke. Yes, yes.
That's
that was
awesome.
That was definitely a Kim joke for sure.
So now we're hoping that they're going to invite us for their anniversary show, and we got to really plan something.
Wow! Oh boy!
I know.
Let's get to work on it now.
Yeah, get our thinking caps on.
Oh, thanks, guys. And yes, we are looking forward to seeing Rob and Kim here
Yes.
in just a couple of weeks, and that's going to be a lot of fun as well.
Best wishes on you all celebrations coming up here soon.
Absolutely. So now we get to the point where we always have something that we like to promote, some sort of big announcement.
Yes.
What's going to happen coming up this year in year 4 of the Hyperion Adventures podcast?
Sorry
it's great.
about that.
No, Michelle always does the best
No,
drum rolls.
That was really lame. I hope Tombstone Josh isn't listening.
That's true. That's a good point right there. Well, hopefully he's listening, but hopefully he didn't listen to that.
I know, right?
So we, like in the years past, in year 1, we our big announcement was we're launching the Disney Dishes blog.
Mm-hmm.
In year 2, we announced that we're expanding more work on the YouTube channel, which we did for a while, and then we sort of faded away. But we did actually do that. So this year, I think this year is going to end up, when it's all said and done, being our year of the biggest announcements. Unfortunately, there's a few things that we can't get into right now. We have some things in the plans that will be announcements later on within this year 4. But we are working on these details. Believe me, these are going to be big announcements, several things that are going to come out throughout the year. So we hope you join along with us when these announcements come out. They'll be on the newsletter probably first, but they'll be on some other spots as well. And of course on the show. But they're going to be huge. You're going to want to wait and hear these huge announcements because they are real. I mean, we're not just joking about this being huge. These are going to be huge announcements. And, it's not just like, ho, 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 I got a huge announcement for you. And it's just, we have another show. No, I mean, these are going to be huge announcements coming up later on. But we do have some announcements for you that we want to get through for this episode specifically. And I'm going to start with today. We launched our brand new Hyperion Adventurers Facebook group.
Yes.
Kind of an area for us and all the Hyperion Adventurers to gather on Facebook, get together and discuss all things Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, parks, movies, whatever, all within one spot. And, some of you have already noticed, you've already become members, you've already joined in to the family, and we're hoping to have more of you involved with us as well.
Yeah. So please, join our group. Be an adventurer.
Yes. So just do a search for that Hyperion Adventurers Facebook group and come on in and join in the fun discussions that we plan on having throughout the year and for years to come. Now, the bigger announcement, however, that we have coming up for this year is that, well,
for right now,
there are much bigger announcements coming, but this is the biggest announcement we can put on this show as of right now. We can't tell you how much we've enjoyed doing this show for the last 3 years. As you've heard, we've made so many great friendships. We've just enjoyed being together, talking about various things, talking Disney, sharing our love for all things Disney, sharing our love for one another out there. And we just have fun getting together with you all.
Right.
But, however, doing this show does come with some monetary costs, okay? Equipment, podcast servers, websites, etc. It all starts to add up, all right? Now, one thing we promised from day one, actually even before day one, before we ever started this show, is I said to Michelle, and we agreed on this together, we never want to charge anybody for this show. None of the content of this show, of this podcast, will ever we charge anybody for. We won't hold it back for anybody. You won't get premier experience for it. You will not have special side things that's just for people that are paying us money to be in that group. That will never happen as far as Hyperion Adventures podcast content. And I think you agree with that, Michelle.
Exactly, yes.
But we have decided that maybe it's time, with all these costs starting to run up over 3 years and into our 4th year, to possibly have some sort of subscription service to our, not necessarily our show, but the Hyperion Adventures world. And this is just if you want to. Again, we were actually thinking about launching this last year, but then when the pandemic hit and so many people lost their jobs and everything else, we were like, okay, this is not the right time for it. So we put it off until this year. But as of right now, we are launching our brand new Hyperion Adventures podcast Patreon page that you can be a member of. You can help us out. We're looking to do a lot of things as far as kind of upgrading our equipment, you know, cutting on some of the costs that we have as far as putting out the show through our servers, putting up the websites, etc. Look, the equipment we're recording on right now, when I bought this equipment, it was supposed to be just the equipment we were going to use like when we wanted to go on the road traveling to do podcasts. And it's ended up being our stuff that we were doing it day in and day out. And we want to kind of upgrade and make it a better sound, have some better stuff for you. And, you know, having you help us out if you enjoy the show would help us do that.
Right. We certainly would appreciate it. And, you know, we want to make sure that, you know, if you do decide to become a Patreon, that you'll be rewarded for it.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, all the content, we appreciate you just as that you listen to the show, that you're a Hyperion Adventurer just on your own. The content from this show will never be a pay for thing, not even just for early access to it. It's always going to come out. Well, for now, as long as we know, it's still going to come out on the whatever day, Sundays usually. It's still going to come out on that day, and it's still going to continue forward, and you will not have to pay anything extra for that. However, like I said, if you want to help us out a little bit, we would really, really, really appreciate it. And we have some great stuff for you as part of this Hyperion Adventurer Patreon page.
Exactly. So we tried to put together some things that we felt, you know, would be of interest. And like I said, you know, reward people for helping us out on this. So Tom, can you share with us what those are?
Yes. So we have 4 different tiers, starting for as little as $2 a month. So, you know, not all that much money, but we think we have some good value coming back to you. And by the way, the stuff that we're going to list here is just what we're starting out with. There may be some more things coming in the future that we will add to these tiers. We just can't promise what they will be right now, but these will definitely be what you will get if you're in these tiers.
Yeah, and definitely. And we're working on some additional things that we will roll out. We're just not sure the time frame that we'll get that to you.
Right. So here's what our tiers will consist of for our Hyperion Adventures podcast Patreon page. The first being our Hyperion Adventures Travelers group. That's the $2 per month group. And for that, you will receive a Hyperion Adventures podcast logo sticker, a Hyperion Adventures podcast logo refrigerator magnet, and you'll also get a shout out on one of our shows, maybe multiple shows, you know, but we will give that all to you. And that's just for the little price of $2 per month.
Right. Giving you recognition and swag.
Right. Because we appreciate you that you're helping us out very much. Now, the second tier is the Hyperion Adventurers Explorers, those who want to be a little bit more exploratory within this group, this membership group. And that's going to start at $5 per month. And with it, you'll receive everything we just discussed in the Hyperion Adventures Traveler tier. You'll also receive a monthly email containing the Disney Dishes blog recipe of the month, including tips and how to make it and everything, just similar to what you would see on the Disney Dishes blog, only it's going to be sent specifically to you. And you, as part of this, can even make requests for what the next month might be in that email release of the Hyperion Adventures of the Disney Dishes blog recipe of the month.
Right. You'll get to be able to, like Tom said, participate more in having that input of the Disney dishes. So if there's, if you're somebody who likes to experiment with certain types of products or whatever, you'll get to have a say in it.
Yeah, for sure. Also within this tier, in the Hyperion Adventures Explorer tier, if you are subscribed for at least 9 months, you'll receive your choice of a Hyperion Adventures podcast logo or a Real Men Love Frozen logo coffee mug that we will send to you. So that's just if you just need to be subscribed for at least 9 months to receive that.
Yeah, so that's a little added bonus
Yeah.
for longevity.
Right. So that's tier 2. Tier 3 is the Hyperion Adventurers Pathfinders tier. And for that one is $10 per month. And with that one, you get some really cool stuff. And first of all, you get everything that we talked about within the first 2 tiers.
Right.
Along with that, if you are a member for at least 3 months, this is cool. You will be invited to a quarterly live Disney Dishes virtual group cooking lesson with us.
Yes.
So, it's be like a Zoom cooking class with us for whatever recipe you and your fellow Pathfinders nominate and vote for. So, and that will be every quarter. So about every 3 months, as long as you're subscribed for 3 months, you can be a part of that cooking lesson. It's kind of a group fun activity.
Right. I mean, first of all, I just want to say Tom has done classes before on cooking, and they are great. You will love them. But it'll be fun that we'll be able to do it with you, and that you will actually be inputting onto what that quarterly group class will be about.
Right. So that'll be a lot of fun. And we'd love to do that just to get together with you all, cook together, have some fun. It'll be a good
Show
time
you some
for sure.
tips and techniques.
Right. Now, also along with that, if you're a member for at least 12 months, you will also receive your choice of a Hyperion Adventures podcast logo or Real Men Love Frozen logo t-shirt. So that's another bonus. Again, 12 months, you have to be for at least that. But, you'll by that time, if you'll have had 4 classes,
Right.
and a lot of fun,
You'll
and the
have the
t-shirt,
mug
you'll have
already.
the mug,
Yeah.
all the other stuff as well. So that'd be a lot of fun. Now, the highest tier, the 4th tier, is the Hyperion Adventures Pioneers. And that one will run you $20 per month. But listen what you get for $20
Yes.
per month. You will receive, of course, everything from the first 3 tiers.
Right.
That's the group cooking lessons. That's the t-shirt if you're there for 12 months. It's the coffee mug if you're 9 months. All that stuff.
Shout outs, the swag,
all
the
that
input
stuff.
to recipes that are going to be featured.
Right.
Yes.
If you are a Hyperion Adventurers Pioneer member for at least 12 months, you will also receive a one-on-one virtual cooking lesson of the Disney Dishes recipe of your choice. You can pick whatever you want. You can pick the time, pick the date. Well, within my schedule,
Right.
our schedule.
Our schedules, yeah.
Yeah. We'll figure it all out, but we will sit down with you personally, and it'll be, it could be your family. You can invite anybody you want,
Right.
but it's your choice of how you want to do this virtual cooking lesson.
Right. And, something to say about the cooking lessons too is that, one, you could just do it as if you were watching something on the, a Food Network or whatever, where you're watching somebody, prepare food for you. But what I think you'd really want to get out of this is where, it's planned in advance. You also have the products and you're doing this alongside with us, and that through that interaction, we can give you some advice on how to really make this an easier and more fun experience.
Right. I'll send the recipe to you in advance, and that goes for the quarterly classes as well. I'll send the recipes out in advance so you can cook along at the same time. Even though it's virtual, we're not exactly together in the same room. We can still make this happen. It'll just, the reason it's virtual is it's just, a lot of you are around the country,
Right.
you may be around the world. It can be just various different ways for us to still get together and do this. And I think that one-on-one class, that is that's a premier thing.
Yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it.
So, again, we're not really looking to make money on this show. I mean, we never went into this expecting we're going to make a ton of money in a podcast. You just don't. But we do have some fees that we just would like to cut some of the costs as we get so many years into this thing of just, putting out money to just get a little bit of that back, get some better equipment, get some more things going. Well, again, we have some other things going with the Disney Dishes blog that we'd like to enhance as well. Mm-hmm. So all of this, if you enjoyed us, if you've enjoyed our show, we would just appreciate it if you'd want to be a member of this group.
Right, exactly. I think you said it well.
Thank you very much. So we hope that you'll join along with us. So is there anything else you want to say about our anniversary episode?
Well, again, I really want to emphasize that as much as this was, really reliving, this past year for us and our experiences, again, it's really all because of you all, and it's all about you all. We are genuinely and sincerely honored by the fact that you're listening to us, by your interaction with us, the friendships that you share with us. And if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be doing it. And this is just such a wonderful experience, and we appreciate you all because of it.
Yes. You are what drives us to do this show week in and week out.
Yes.
You are special to us. You are Hyperion Adventurers.
Your anniversary show.
We love you very much, and we can't thank you enough. But let's close out our main topic with a little taste of some of our favorite guests from this year, and that is, of course, Sonia and Paul from Soul Duo.
Remember me, though I have to say goodbye. Remember me, don't let it make you cry. For even if I'm far away, I'll hold you in my heart. I sing a secret song to you each night we are apart. Remember me, though I have to travel far. Remember me, time you hear a sad guitar, I know that I'm with you the only way that I can be, until you're in my arms again. Remember me. Recuérdame, si en tu mente vivo estoy, recuérdame. Mis sueños yo te doy, te llevo en mi corazón y te acompañaré. Unidos en nuestra canción, contigo aquí estaré. Recuérdame, si sola crees estar, recuérdame, y mi cantar te iré a abrazar, aún en la distancia nunca vayas a olvidar que yo contigo siempre voy. Recuérdame.
love them doing Remember Me.
Yes.
It's so
I
sweet.
know,
So,
I know.
I really appreciate that they came on our show and did that for us. So, like I said, we're not doing Disney Stories of the Week. However, this is still an episode. That means we never leave you without giving you some sort of tip that might help you on your next vacation. And we always start with Michelle, one, because she has the best list. She's the game show hostess with the mostest. She does the best research. She does the best dives.
Oh, please.
She is amazing, and I couldn't do this show without her. But most
Thank
importantly, she has the very best tip. So let's get to Michelle's tip of the week.
Oh man, that's a lot of pressure. No, thank you. And you know, I really always try to come up with ideas of how to make your experience at the parks or with something related to Disney easier, less stressful. And so this is one that, you know, I've kind of touched on in the past, but I think it's an important one to remember, especially, you know, as people are going more to the parks, as they're opening up, you know, for people to be available to go to the park with larger crowds, is that safety feature. And mainly to remind people, if you need certain medical issues, those first aid, even though it just sounds like a first aid station, really has a lot to offer you, you know. So whether you're a new mom and you need to breastfeed or pump, they're available to you in an amazingly wonderful setting. If you need to have medications throughout the day that need to be refrigerated, they'll accommodate you in that regards. If you have a blister, they will help you out in that area. And even for more serious issues, you know, if you need, you know, if there's something that tragic happens and you need some emergency care, they will help you facilitate that. So just know that Disney's always there to try to keep you safe and comfortable. And one of their best tips that they provide for you is that they do have those first aid and child care centers.
Very good. Michelle's tips.
Thank you.
Always the best tips for sure. My tip for this week, and it's pretty much the same tip I say every anniversary episode that we've had so far. It's, you listen to all these people who have come on and said wonderful things about our show, and we just can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for all you wonderful people. But more importantly, how it relates to a tip is that we just enjoy putting out love, putting out positivity. And I find, and you can hear it in this episode, when you put out that positive energy, when you put out love in the world, you put it out there and it comes back to you tenfold.
Right.
And that is what's happened with this show. We never expected this, but that is what's happened. And I just want to put that out there for you all to remember that when you're out in the community, when you're talking with cast members, when you're with your friends, when you're with strangers in stores, whatever. Be friendly, be positive, put out that love. It'll come back to you, you know, because people are truly wonderful at heart.
That's right. You know, and you bring up a good point in terms of like the cast and, you know, giving that love. Remember that cast compliments, you know, are really important, and, you know, you can definitely help them out by, you know, putting that out there on social media. If you do have a great experience or story to share about them, you know, you do the hashtag cast compliment, you know, either at Disney Parks or whichever park you're at. And it really does matter. And it, you know, one, it matters to that person to know somebody noticed that they did this, but it also matters from their career standpoint within the organization. So share your love with them and make it even count more.
Yeah, definitely, especially because cast members have it really tough more recently than ever right now. So definitely show your appreciation to them, but show your appreciation to everybody.
Yes.
We're all part of this wonderful world, but also this, of course, even closer to home, this Disney community that we just love so much. And again, thank you so very much to everybody out there for all the kind words you've said. Even if you've only listened to us for a little bit, we appreciate it. Thank you so very much for being part of our community.
Very well said, sweetie.
Thank you. So that's it for this week. Next week, well, as I already mentioned, we're continuing our countdown to Walt Disney World's 50th birthday celebration in October with part 3 of our series, looking back at the history of the most magical place on Earth. And once again, Michelle is bringing her fantastic research skills to the table to explore more of the background behind the spot where dreams come true. I can't wait to hear what Michelle comes up with for part 3 of this series.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I already started getting some of the material together, so it's going to be hopefully very fun and enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing it. And also, when Michelle does these deep dives, I get to sit back and relax and just go along for the ride for a portion of the show, which I always enjoy because Michelle does such a great job with these things.
Well, thank you. And I have to commend you for, every episode you put so much work, so much preparation into. You make it fun for me. And just like, with this episode where you told me just, come along for the ride. It's going to be fun. And I feel like it's that every single episode.
I agree. I couldn't think of anything more that I enjoy doing than to sitting here next to you, doing this show on a weekly basis.
Thank you.
I love you very much.
I love you too.
So that's it. Please join us in the future. You can find us most everywhere you get podcasts. However, the very best place to find us is on our own website, HyperionAdventuresPodcast.com. And while you're there,
please sign up for our newsletter.
Just like Lorelei told us, definitely sign up for the newsletter. It's just another way to be in the Hyperion Adventures podcast world. You can also find us on social media. We're on Twitter at Hyperion Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest at Hyperion Adventures Podcast. We do now have that Facebook group, the Hyperion Adventurers Facebook group. Please join in with us there. We do have a YouTube channel. Check us out there. You can just do a search for Hyperion Adventures Podcast, hit subscribe, and you'll know whenever we have a new video. And if you ever want to contact us for any reason, please hit us up at our Gmail account, HyperionAdventuresPodcast@gmail.com. And please sign up for that Patreon account now. It's the Hyperion Adventures Podcast Patreon. We will have a link in our show notes for that.
Yes, we would really appreciate that.
Yes. So that's it. Thank you for listening to another episode, another year of the Hyperion Adventures Podcast. We look forward to sharing some time with you again next week and next year. Until that time, I'm Tom.
I'm Michelle.
And we hope that you have a magical week.
Bye.